My name is Ben Hermiston. I'm 18. I've just signed for Montrose from the academy.
Tell us your journey of playing for Montrose.
Very different journey than most. I just moved over 2 years ago from Australia. I played all my football there, but probably won't know the teams, but I played for Holland Park, Eastern Suburbs, Brisbane City before I came over here. Joined the under-16s when I first came over, and then I just made that transition for under-18s this season, and then slowly made my transition to first team this season, so that's been good.
So just take us through that journey. For Australia, because again, we just see a list of teams and scores, in different leagues over the summer period here. What's the standard like over there? How competitive is it?
Oh, it's very different. I know that for a fact. I found the transition a bit tough when I first came over, but the Australian system, I don't know really much to say, to be honest. It's just not the same. That end goal sort of thing over here is definitely, and the potential to go even further with your football over here is far better. I feel like the opportunities in Australia are sort of a bit stunted in that fact. There's a bit less of a chance to go to that next level for some, but yeah, I feel like the opportunity here definitely can push on if I can do good.
And how have you found it, just from being with Montrose from the time you joined, just from the academy upwards?
Oh, I've really enjoyed it. The amount of opportunities we've been given, like David with the academy, we've been playing top teams across England, top teams over here in Scotland, played like Celtic, Newcastle, those sort of teams. So it's been excellent in that fact with the amount of teams we've played and the experiences we've had. I just want to keep going with the first team now. And
just taking it through this season, I mean, for people who just see scores, Montrose beating Celtic in the Youth Cup, quite a big deal for everyone locally. I mean, what does that really say about what is actually happening in this town that people don't know about?
Oh, I don't know. We've got a good set of boys. The under 18s this season are a good set of lads. We just worked hard, and I don't know what happened against that Celtic game. It was a good game. So
it was two set pieces, wasn't it? It was just two headers that gave you the lead, and then, like you say, you held on.
Yeah. One corner early in the game, and I scored the second one just off a cross with a header. So yeah, it's brilliant.
I mean, just for yourself, your journey this season, like say starting in the academy and being called up to the first team and signing your first contract. I mean, just take us through what it's like for someone like yourself achieving that.
Oh, it's been tough. I've worked hard on my game for the last few years. So yeah, I feel like it's a brilliant for me and brilliant for my family to make that sort of step from under 16s, under 18s, and then into the first team. So I'm just enjoying it at the minute. I'm loving it. So hopefully I can just get back from injury quickly and get back out there as soon as possible.
And when you do, what have you, even from just your time coming off the subs bench and starting games, how have you found this standard, this step up?
It's definitely more physical. That's all I can say. It's the big thing. And you're always having to work harder. Even at training now, I'm struggling a little bit to get to sort of that pace, but I feel like over time and with more games and as the season progresses, then I'll definitely get more comfortable with the sort of physicality and the speed of the play.
That's what growing pains are all about, though, isn't it?
Exactly, yeah, definitely.
Who have been your main influences, both on and off the field?
Probably definitely my family, my parents, because it's a big step for them and the rest of my siblings and stuff to make that step, leaving behind family. But I'd say definitely them, because they've supported me through everything I've done. With everything. So transport and just everyday sort of lifestyle.
It's like, so just go back, sort of rewind back. So what were your main reasons for coming from, travelling over here, moving over here from Australia?
Well, my dad was born in Aberdeen and my granddad played for Aberdeen, so that was a bit of connection in that sense. And my sister got university over here, so it was just a different bit of change in life. So I think nothing too bad can come of that.
No, there we go. In terms of just interest, when you're not playing or when you've switched off from football, is there anything that keeps you going?
I've got university. I'm doing university at Aberdeen at the minute. I like going for coffee with the family. That's a good thing. And then when I'm just chill, I like time by myself, to be honest. Just chilling out.
Was it you studying at Aberdeen?
I'm doing engineering.
Okay.
So yeah.
Interesting. How also as well, what's the sort of message you could send to, like, say, aspiring players to make sure they have an education behind them as well?
I think it's very important. You always need that time to switch off and to just change your mindset. Don't want to get too caught up in the football side of things. So I think it's a good, for me at least, it's a good switch off, to just switch up your mind sort of thing and just focus on other things while you're not playing football.
Music playlist when you're doing all that?
I like the old stuff, to be honest, like the 70s, 80s, 90s, that sort of stuff. I find that stuff brilliant. So a bit timeless sort of tune. So I like that sort of thing.
Any bands, songs that stand out for the golden oldies?
I like the Drifters. I like Jerry Cinnamon, the new Scottish fella over here. So I like him as well. But some of the older ones are just brilliant stuff.
Can't be a classic.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What about movies, TV series?
Movies and TVs. I like James Bond. Can't go wrong with a James Bond film. So yeah, I like those. I think they're brilliant. Yeah.
Favourite one?
Casino Royale, Skyfall, one of those two. They're probably the top ones for me. Yeah, definitely.
And Daniel Craig's the main Bond for you.
For me at least, for my era, yeah.
What about, obviously, I don't say holidays places because obviously most people would say Australia, they would love to go and visit. Where else around the world have you been to or would you like to go and visit now that actually you're in the UK?
Yeah, we went to Italy last summer with the family. I thought that was absolutely brilliant. So, don't know, to be honest. Just anywhere in Europe. It's a lot easier for me travelling over here than it was from Australia. So having to travel a lot further from there, but yeah, I don't mind, to be honest. It's tough with the football side of things to get time to travel for stuff like that, but yeah, I don't really know. I'd like to go back to Italy, to be honest. I loved it there.
It's a nice to have, isn't it? Being located here and you've only a stone throw away, not literally, but you know what I mean, from flight-wise. You've obviously got to know your teammates reasonable amount of time. So we'll see where these answers go. Yeah. So if none of you were playing football and you were just catching up as mates, who would be talking about their time as a comedian?
Comedian? There's a lot of funny lads in the team. I quite like them. I like Midge is a good lad, but that sort of thing. I have to find him like hilarious. Paul Watson, another funny lad. Just all the lads have their sort of banter. It's really good. So yeah, I like the team in that sort of aspect.
DJ.
It's always Craig, isn't it? He's always the man doing the tunes, so I can't complain with what he's doing.
What about entrepreneur who's got the big idea?
Big idea, wow. I don't really know what the boys do for work, to be honest, but everyone says Paul's got something going for him in that sort of sense, so I'll have to say him for that.
TV movie star, who's got the look?
Got the look? Wow. I think someone like Mateus or someone like that. Mateus or Blair maybe, someone like that, some of those good-looking lads, sort of thing to say.
Wise guy, who would you go to for advice?
I found all the boys in the team to be brilliant with sort of dealing with the young fellas coming through, but I think Paul, Sean, or just those sort of lads have just been really good with me, at least, when I've made that sort of transition. And so yeah, I think they've been brilliant for me, at least, yeah.
Future coach manager?
I'd say Sean Dillon. I think he's taught me a lot of stuff like that, so definitely Sean, yeah.
Last of all, what would you like to say to the supporters and sponsors?
Just keep supporting the lads. I think that support on game days is quite a big thing. So hopefully we can keep scoring, winning games, at least at home, start picking up that sort of form. So I think if they can keep supporting as they've been doing, then I feel like that will definitely be a big help for come the end of the season.